Rolls-Royce is known across the world as the highest symbol of luxury, elegance, and perfection. For many people, owning a Rolls-Royce is not just about transportation, but about status, class, and legacy. However, the journey of this legendary brand did not begin with wealth or privilege. It began with hardship, struggle, and a young boy who refused to give up. The story starts in 1863 in a small village in England where Henry Royce was born. His childhood was far from comfortable. When Henry was only 4 years old, his father's business failed completely and the family lost everything. Soon after, they were forced to live in extreme poverty. Life became even harsher when Henry was 9 years old and his father passed away. With no financial support left, his mother began working as a maid, while Henry started delivering newspapers to help the family survive. At this stage, his future seemed dark and uncertain. Everything changed when Henry was 14 years old. One of his aunts noticed his intelligence and dedication and helped him secure an apprenticeship at the Great Northern Railway Company. Henry worked tirelessly, spending long hours learning mechanical skills while also studying books late at night. He developed a deep understanding of mathematics, mechanics, and electrical engineering. By the age of 17, Henry had already become a highly skilled and reliable mechanic. At 21, Henry was working as an engineer at a company, but financial difficulties forced the company to shut down. Instead of searching for another job, Henry took a bold decision. With only £20 in savings, he started his own small electrical engineering business in Manchester called F.H. Royce and Company. In the beginning, survival was difficult. Henry repaired sewing machines, installed electrical fittings, and accepted any technical work he could find. Gradually, he realized that the demand for electric lighting was growing rapidly, so he began manufacturing components like bulb holders, clamps, and doorbells. This decision transformed his struggling business into a successful one. By the year 1900, the company's sales crossed £20,000, and Henry finally achieved financial stability. He had built a family and was planning to expand his factory. But success did not last long. In 1901, powerful German and American companies entered the British market, forcing prices down and increasing competition. Henry's business began to collapse once again, and the pressure severely affected his health. A doctor advised him to rest, get fresh air, and travel more comfortably, which led Henry to buy a car. Henry purchased a French-made car, but he was deeply disappointed by its poor quality. The car was noisy, unreliable, and uncomfortable. Being a perfectionist, Henry could not accept these flaws. He began modifying the car, fixing problems, and improving its design. Eventually, he redesigned most of the vehicle, creating a car that was quieter, smoother, and far more reliable than the original. This experience gave Henry the confidence to believe that he could build a better car himself. In 1904, Henry completed his own 10-horsepower two-cylinder car, which performed exceptionally well during road tests. Although the engineering was excellent, Henry lacked the ability to market and sell cars on a large scale. This changed when Charles Rolls entered the story. Charles Rolls was a wealthy businessman and passionate motorist who was searching for a high-quality British luxury car. When he saw Henry's car at an exhibition, he was immediately impressed by its engineering and reliability. After closely examining it, he declared that Henry was the finest engineer he had ever met. The two decided to form a partnership, and this partnership gave birth to a legendary name, Rolls-Royce. In 1906, Rolls-Royce officially began operations. Soon after, the company introduced a car that would define its legacy forever. This car was known for its extreme smoothness and silence. To prove its reliability, it was driven over 24,000 kilometers without failure. The car performed so smoothly that a coin could remain balanced on the bonnet while it was moving. Because of these qualities, it earned the name Silver Ghost and quickly became known as the best car in the world. Kings, queens, and industrial leaders soon made it their first choice. Just as the company was reaching new heights, tragedy struck. In 1910, Charles Rolls lost his life in an airplane accident, becoming the first person in Britain to die in such an incident. Henry was deeply affected by the loss of his partner and friend. Soon after, Henry himself was diagnosed with cancer, and doctors believed he had only a few months to live. Despite this devastating news, Henry continued working on improving designs and engineering standards. Against all expectations, he made a full recovery and returned with even greater determination. As the brand's popularity grew, people began attaching personal mascots to the car bonnets. Rolls-Royce feared that inappropriate designs could damage the brand's image, so the company introduced its own official mascot. This elegant figure symbolized grace, speed, and freedom, and became known as the Spirit of Ecstasy. It soon became one of the most recognizable symbols in automotive history. When World War I began in 1914, luxury car sales collapsed, threatening the survival of Rolls-Royce. Instead of giving up, the company adapted by converting its cars into armored vehicles and ambulances. These vehicles played a crucial role in transporting soldiers and saving lives on the battlefield. At the same time, Rolls-Royce entered aircraft engine manufacturing, producing engines that gave the British Air Force a major advantage during the war. This bold decision not only saved the company, but also shaped its future. Henry Royce passed away in 1933, but his vision and standards of perfection lived on. Over the decades, Rolls-Royce continued producing iconic cars and powerful aircraft engines, facing challenges but always maintaining its reputation for excellence. Today, the Rolls-Royce car brand operates under BMW, yet the core values of craftsmanship, precision, and luxury remain unchanged. A Rolls-Royce is not just a car, it is a symbol of perseverance, discipline, and the belief that perfection is worth pursuing.